There's this thing we've been calling the adaptation curse, and we've all just accepted it. Game becomes a movie, it's gonna suck. Comic becomes a live action series, pray. But here's the actual question nobody asks. Why did it keep happening? Because it wasn't bad luck. It wasn't the genre. It was one specific, repeatable mistake made by smart, expensive people over and over. Let me run you through it fast. 1993, Super Mario Bros. Movie drops. Dennis Hopper is King Koopa. They filmed it in a fungus city. It was so bad that one lead actor admitted he got drunk every day before going on set, calling it a nightmare. That movie set the template for the next 2 decades of disasters. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Catwoman, Doom, Batman and Robin, Dragonball Evolution. All of them failed in the same way for the same reason. And the industry kept blaming the wrong thing. They blamed the genre. They blamed the fan base for being too demanding. They blamed the budget. They blamed animation versus live action. None of that was it. The curse wasn't a curse, it was a hiring decision. And in 2021, Invincible proved it. And in 2025, Adi Shankar proved it again with DMC. Let me show you exactly how. Here's the formula Hollywood used on almost every bad adaptation. Ready? Step 1, buy the IP because it has an existing fan base. Step 2, hire writers and directors who don't know or don't care about the source material. Step 3, strip out the thing that made it good because some executive decided it doesn't work on screen. Step 4, release it, blame the source material when it fails, and move on. Look at Doom. The game is literally about one Marine fighting his way through hell. Simple, perfect premise. The movie cut out hell. They replaced the demons with mutated humans. The director apparently decided that the entire concept, the concept that sold 3 million copies, was too silly. So he made a generic action movie and slapped the Doom logo on it. Same thing with Dragon Ball. Goku is a literal alien warrior monk trained by a grandmaster. The movie made him a normal high schooler worried about prom. In a Dragon Ball movie. And here's the thing, fans aren't irrational for being angry about this. They're reacting logically. When a studio strips out what made a property valuable, they're not making it more accessible, they're making it pointless. Why watch the Doom movie when Doom is right there? The only reason an adaptation earns its existence is if it brings something to the table the original couldn't. Invincible figured this out. DMC figured this out. Let's talk about how. Robert Kirkman created Invincible in 2003 with artist Cory Walker. It ran for 144 issues over 15 years, one of the greatest superhero comics. And basically nobody outside the comics world knew it existed. Paramount optioned it for a movie in 2005, nothing happened. The rights expired. Then it almost became a kid's cartoon in the early 2010s. Kirkman himself killed that idea because there was too much to sanitize. The show can't work neutered. When Amazon picked it up in 2018, Kirkman didn't just sell the rights and cash out. He became co-showrunner. He's in the writer's room, on the scripts, overseeing production. Cory Walker, the original artist, became executive producer and lead character designer. These are not consultants. They are literally running the show. This is the thing that changed everything. Think about what the show does differently from the comic. The Omni-Man reveal in the comic hits in issue 7 out of nowhere. The show moves it to the season finale and builds the entire season around dramatic irony. Every scene with Debbie becomes a slow burn horror movie. That's a writer understanding what animation as a medium can do. Kirkman called the show a second draft of Invincible. And here's the business layer, the manga to anime pipeline. Every massive anime property drives insane comic sales because the shows are faithful. Invincible is building the same ecosystem. After season 1 dropped, sales spiked massively. Kirkman isn't just making a good show, he's building an ecosystem. The creative evolution and business strategy of Robert Kirkman's Invincible represents the future of American comics. Staying true to its creators and adopting a smart model has made Invincible a global powerhouse. DMC has one of the messiest adaptation histories in gaming. The 2007 anime existed, but we don't talk about it. Critics said Dante fell flat, the action was disappointing, and the whole thing missed the point of what DMC actually is. It is unhinged, stylish action with a protagonist who eats pizza on a crumbling building while demons are attacking him. That's the vibe. It's intentional camp with serious stakes underneath. The 2007 anime forgot the camp, the 2013 reboot game forgot the camp. Fans don't forget that kind of thing. Adi Shankar is an interesting figure because he approaches adaptations like a fan who got the keys. He did it with Castlevania First, which is one of the best reviewed animated series of the last decade. His philosophy for DMC? I'm a DMC fan. This is made by DMC fans for DMC fans, not for a general audience. The series opens with Limp Bizkit's Rolling Over the Ether. That's a precise cultural twist aimed at the early 2000s gaming demographic. He knows exactly who he's talking to. Now, and this is important, the DMC show is not universally loved by the existing fan base. Some longtime fans felt Dante was sidelined too much. Some didn't like the political themes, and those are legitimate criticisms. But here's where it gets interesting. The show pulled a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics. And more importantly, DMC franchise engagement went up 40 times what it was before the show released. 40 times. DMC5 is now confirmed as Capcom's best-selling game in a 6-month window in 2025, and analysts attributed that spike to the Netflix show. People watched the show, then bought the game. It's the same pipeline Kirkman is building with Invincible. Shankar set the DMC anime in an alternate timeline deliberately to tell a new story without being bound by continuity. He wasn't trying to summarize games. He was using Dante's essence and aesthetics to tell something new. There's a crucial difference between ignoring source material and knowing which parts are essential and which parts to invent around. Shankar knows the difference. Here's something nobody's actually saying. They respected the source material, okay, but that's the floor, not the ceiling. Plenty of adaptations do that and are still completely lifeless. What Invincible and DMC did is more specific. Every medium has something only it can do. A good adaptation finds that thing and leans into it. That's the whole formula. The Invincible comic lets you process information at your own pace. The Omni-Man reveal works there because you sit with those pages alone. Kirkman translated that into something only TV can do. Build dramatic irony across hours. You watch Debbie fall for Nolan, you watch Mark idolize his father, and you carry that weight the entire time. That's not the comic, that's television doing what comics can't. He didn't adapt it, he translated it. DMC is a power fantasy built around making you feel like the coolest person in the room. Shankar understood that translating it into animation meant the action had to feel genuinely stylish, not just competent. Episode 6 is essentially a silent film. Multiple animation styles, needle drops, almost no dialogue. It exists because someone knew what the games felt like, not just what they looked like. Feel versus look, that's the entire game. The adaptation curse was never about the genre being unfilmable. It was always about who was making the call. When the person running the show understands why the source material matters, they protect the right things and change the right things. When they don't, they protect the plot points and the surface aesthetics and accidentally destroy the only thing that mattered, the feeling. So next time a studio announces an adaptation, skip the dread and ask one question. Is the person who loves this thing actually running it? If no, the curse just moved to a different IP. If yes, even if they change things, even if fans are angry, there's a real shot it becomes something that makes the original more valuable, not less. That's what a good adaptation does. It sends you back to the source material wanting more. Drop it in the comments. Which adaptation do you think actually understood its source material, not just got it right, actually understood it? I'll read everyone. The Grand Regent Thrag demands your subscription.